Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, March 30th, 2018. Welcome to another eBay video, and I would like to firstly point out that once again, it is cloudy and it's raining. Unbelievable. No spring here. I'm still wearing a winter coat. The temperature is in the 40s and it's been cloudy every single day since we last talked. They did predict one day was going to be sunny. However, the clouds hung tough, as they always say, and they never did move out. It's going to be like this for the foreseeable future, except for one day. They said Saturday we may get a brief respite, so maybe tomorrow we'll see some sun, but it probably won't last all day. That being said, let's talk about today's eBay topics. The topics will be, number one, eBay report cards have been issued. How did you do? We're also going to talk about Amazon being sued. We're going to talk about 2 different glitches that popped up this week, and your questions, comments, and concerns as usual. So let's get right to it. I'm not going to read as many questions this week because I'm going to be short on time because I have a lot of material to cover. But anyway, on Fitchy Buyers, D. Kelly wrote, I had the what's the least amount you will take question this week. I checked the buyer's feedback left for sellers, and he had left 4 negs in a row, then 2 positives, then 5 more negatives. So 11 purchases, 9 were negative. eBay needs to suspend these crazy buyers. I blocked him. Cheers, Joe. Rock on. D. Kelly, you did the right thing. I'm leery of anybody that says, how low will you go? Instead of offering me a firm price, no matter how low it is. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when we get into the glitches topic. On feedback, Get a Job wrote, if I like an eBay purchase, I will leave feedback, whether or not the seller left me feedback. It seems like the seller can have more unwarranted damage placed on their account than a buyer. The buyer can be a munchkin and still get positive feedback, but the seller needs to be the saint always, according to eBay. Scamming will continue on. I say get over it and keep selling to everyone. This is part of business that buyers will look only to fault the seller. I cannot dwell on it, but I can only work with eBay to clear things up. It is best to have eBay on your side as you work with those few buyers that cause trouble. And he's right. I agree. As I've always said, I feel 99.9% of eBay buyers are great people, but you will get that very small fraction of fitchy buyers. It's going to happen on eBay, it's going to happen on Amazon, it's going to happen on Etsy or wherever you sell. All right, it's a small but nasty percent. On returns and report cards, 579-70291, Mike said, Joe, I just got a notice from eBay that my return rate is too high for eBay Motors. These buyers are using the not as described, broken, or doesn't match pictures excuse. They're just trying to avoid paying for return shipping or want to keep the item for free. One opened a return saying it arrived broken, then also said it was the wrong item anyway. This was a buyer who had asked too many questions before purchasing. I had a bad feeling. I messaged with a few questions on a couple of times and never received a response. Others just didn't like what they got and sent them back, but used the not as described reason. eBay claims the average return rate for eBay Motors is in the single digits. Mike. Well, Mike, I want to address what you said about the items arriving broken first. I have been selling on eBay since 1999, and I think in 19 years I've only had at most 2 times where the items arrived broken, and one of those times was this week. Can you believe it? Since we're talking about returns right now, I will tell you I had 3 returns this week. One I would consider legit. The lady circumvented eBay and called me directly to tell me that her item arrived broken. And I talked to her over the phone, and I kind of got the vibe she was telling the truth. So I told her I would definitely give her a full refund. However, it has to be done through eBay. I want my final value fees back and all those other good things. So she opened a return request saying the item arrived broken. I approved it, gave her money back, went on my way. It's the cost of doing business. Now, D. Kelly, you're going to probably identify with this, but there are certain times I sell an item on eBay and I know that it's going to come back, especially with alloy wheel caps. In fact, only with alloy wheel caps, because they're a dread to deal with. However, there is good money to be made with alloy wheels. So when I know in my head that something's going to come back, I never put any paperwork in the box. Therefore, the customer has to keep the return on eBay. They can't contact me off eBay. And that game has been working pretty good for me. Unfortunately, this week, I had 2 or 3 of those type purchases. Well, actually, they were last week, where they purchased these dog items that never sell that I know are coming back. All right? 2 of the times, I did not put any paperwork in the box. Let them return it through eBay. The other time, I forgot. It was my fault, and I put paperwork in the box. And that guy called me yesterday, circumventing eBay, to tell me he bought the wrong item. And he was very honest and candid. He didn't even check his wheel. He just read the description, looked at the pictures, and said he liked what they looked like, that they would look good on his vehicle, but never even bothered to go out and check. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. And the other 2 people that I told you about, instead of opening a legit return request through eBay, they sent me a message saying, I want to return the item. Just like that guy did last week I told you about. Crazy, right? Neil Castell wrote, eBay are stupid or greedy, or maybe it's just a bit of both. I'm sick and tired of being undermined by eBay or jumping through hoops. I had a buyer just contact me 4 to 5 weeks after a sale to tell me he found the same item cheaper. Not sure if it was a Target eBay ad or an eBay email. He wants to know what I think before he reviews me. He's not sure what that means, but it sounds like a request to price match. If Amazon ads start appearing, then I think all eBay sellers are likely to start getting some static from buyers with remorse. I have lost track of the number of times potential buyers have sent me links to the generic copies or Chinese knockoffs and expect me to match it or vastly discount. Sorry for the long-winded moan, Joe. Keep up the good work. Well, Neil Castell, number one, that is a veiled reference to feedback extortion. So I would definitely report that to eBay. A person should never contact you 4 to 5 weeks later and want you to price match. But there is a big problem with counterfeit items in the marketplace. We've talked about this for years, literally, and nothing is being done about it. Until now. I have some news. I'm not saying anything is definitely going to come of this, but this is one of my lead-in stories I'm going to jump into now before we continue with the comments. Amazon is being sued. Can you believe this? Amazon is being sued by Mercedes-Benz because there are China sellers proliferating Amazon with cheap aftermarket Mercedes-Benz alloy wheel caps. This is exactly what I have been talking about for months. You guys need to stand up and take notice. All right? Don't just sit there. Listen to Joe. Listen to Joey. I told you months ago, or maybe even it was a year ago, there's a guy on eBay right now, and he's not a China seller per se, but he is selling all these China wheel caps and hubcaps, and he's putting the badges of legitimate car companies such as Volkswagen, Nissan, Toyota on them and representing them as new, and he's making killer money and driving all the legit sellers out of business who are selling the legit name brand product. the car companies do not want to act, most of them. I myself went through the trouble of contacting Nissan, explained everything to them. They wrote back to me and said they would take it from there. They didn't do a freaking thing. In the case I'm talking about now, Mercedes-Benz is acting, because those Mercedes-Benz parts can bring money, and these China sellers are just knocking them off and adding the Mercedes-Benz logo, which is trademark infringement. However, because they're overseas, I don't know how they're going to be able to get prosecuted correctly on this case. So time will tell. But I'm going to drop a link in the description box about the story about Amazon being sued by Mercedes-Benz. It's interesting to read the story. Please read it, because it goes on to say that Amazon is rife with counterfeit merchandise, not just in the automotive field, in all aspects. Amazon is a breeding ground for stench. I mean, it's sad. I shouldn't even laugh at this, but it's out of hand, and it's time something be done about it, and on eBay as well. Although eBay themselves cannot act on this if they're not the Vero rights holder. It's the car companies or the trademark owners of these parts that need to stand up and start acting on it. The last comment I'm going to read is by Herr Mueller, and it involves Fitchy buyers. Many thanks, Joe. A few weeks ago you mentioned that eBay now removes bad feedback if it's not the seller's fault, and this happened to me last week. I sold an item as broken and wrote in the description that it's broken, does not work. The buyer left negative feedback for me saying the item is broken and does not work. That's the truth. I called eBay and they removed it within 10 minutes. I really appreciate your tips, because I stopped contacting eBay about feedback as they never removed any in the past. Herr Mueller, I'm glad it worked out for you, and I'm glad you're finding my videos helpful and informative. This is important because this has happened to me in the past, where I sold something that was maybe scratched or blemished or for parts only, and the guy negged me and said the item was scratched and blemished, when it clearly said that in the title and in the description. So you guys, should that happen to you, call eBay. They will remove unwarranted negative feedback. That is all I'm going to read for the comments for today, because I want to get on to some new business. Before I start talking about eBay report cards, I'm going to stop and we're going to have a little drink from the Fox News Cup of Life. Oh yeah, nothing better on a cloudy, cold, rainy day than to drink from the Fox News Cup of Life. Okay guys, eBay report cards. I'm sure most of you received a message from eBay telling you about your return rate and whether you are doing well or whether you're not doing so well. Let's take a brief break. We're going to do a cutaway. I'm going to show you my report card and we'll come back and discuss it. Bang! I received this email from eBay the other day, as probably most of you did too, and I call it my eBay report card. It basically talks about how many returns I've had and how many items not as described I've had. And here it's showing me that I stack up very well. My SNAD, significantly not as described returns, as you can see, are very low, whereas the average eBay Motors seller is here at 0.65%. I'm down here at 0.50%, which is considered low. Here's your average. This is high, and here is very high. A lot of people have been commenting on the Facebook groups talking about this, because quite a lot of people have been given an unsatisfactory grade because they've had a lot of returns not as described. And these sellers have gone on to complain that the reason why they're getting these returns not as described is because buyers are using the eBay system against the sellers, claiming the item is not as described, even when it's a case of buyer remorse. Now, I must tell you, I myself have had some experience with that myself, but thankfully it's been very minimal. Here, I only have 2 returns that were claimed not as described. And one of those, the guy tried to pull a fast one. You may remember I talked about that a few weeks ago on a video. So I'm lucky that it doesn't happen to me very often, but I do realize that it does happen to some other people a little bit more often. So guys, if you don't mind, would you please comment in the comment section below and let me know how your report card turned out? Did you do well? Did you do average? Or according to eBay, did you fail? I'd like to know. Let's get back to the video. Okay guys, as I've said, and as I've just proven, I do not get many SNAD returns at all. In that clip you saw that I had a lousy 2 SNAD returns, and one of them was a person that was trying to scam me, which I talked about a few weeks ago, or maybe it was a couple of months ago. Now, I'm not saying I don't get a lot of returns, because that's not true. I do get returns, at least 3 a week. But they're not my fault. They're buyer remorse, where the buyers buy the wrong size. And a lot of you guys have written to me, and I just read a comment earlier, where you say your buyers are indeed buying wrong sizes or wrong styles, and then trying to pull a fast one by saying it's not as described. And therefore you guys are going to be getting bad report cards. So I want to hear from you especially right now in the comment section below. Could you guys tell me how your report card reflected your return rate? Was your return rate fine and acceptable as mine, or does it show too high? And if it does show too high, is it because buyers are abusing the return system and claiming SNAD when it's not? Now, if that is the case, guys, if you sell an item that's broken, let's say, or for parts only, and a guy gets it and files a SNAD claim saying it's broken and it's for parts only, don't accept the return. Fight it with eBay, and they will side with you if it's properly described in the title and in the description. Okay? I'm only talking about the fitchy buyers that are trying to pull a fast one. And as I've proven to you, I don't get many of them, thank God. But I guess it's because I deal in eBay Motors, and I do realize a lot of people don't understand their cars, and they just don't even go out and check. It's sad. It's sad because I clearly state in the description, check your wheel size before buying, and they won't get off the seat to go out and check. Crazy. Now let's move on to talking about glitches of the week. I came up with 2 glitches this week. The first glitch occurred Monday night when I tried to do shipping. Let's do a quick cutaway. I'm going to show you what I saw, and maybe you guys saw this too. Bang again! Okay guys, so on Monday night, I wanted to ship this particular item, and it was approximately, I guess, 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the evening. So I couldn't ship it that day, of course. The post office was already closed. I'm not sure why they even have an option to ship it today when it's 7 o'clock at night, and the post office is on the East Coast, closed at 5 o'clock. But anyway, I clicked here intending to select Tuesday, and there was no option for Tuesday. It was today, which was Monday, and then the next possible choice was to select Wednesday. Now I couldn't select Wednesday because I'm a top-rated plus seller and I must ship the next day, which is Tuesday. So I was a bit stymied. I called eBay customer service, and they were shocked. They had no idea that this glitch was actually ongoing. So they told me to check off today and just ship it Tuesday morning, which is what I did. I had about 5 or 6 items on Monday night that I had to do this to. Then on Tuesday, when I shipped my items, the glitch was resolved and everything was as it should be. But I figured I would show you guys this screen capture here, and I was wondering if any of you guys noticed this on Monday night as well. Back to the video. So yeah guys, that happened on Monday evening. I tried to ship something and I wanted to check off Tuesday it would go out, which was the following day, and there was no option for Tuesday. It skipped from Monday, which was today, right to Wednesday. So as I told you, I called eBay and I got it sorted out. Basically, they told me to check off today and ship it on Tuesday, which I did, and I assume everything will be all right. But on Tuesday, that glitch disappeared. Another glitch may be confined to eBay Motors, but I'm not sure. I'll explain to you right now. This happened twice this week. So let's say I had an item listed for $100 plus $10 shipping. A customer would contact me through eBay messages and say, Joe, will you sell me this item for $80 plus $10 shipping? And I'll say to them, if I reduce the price to $80, will you buy the item today? And they'll say, sure. So in messages, in the eBay contact system, on the top right, there's a little button, a little blue button that says send offer or make offer. So in both cases, I used that function and I offered the customer the item for $80. Within minutes, the customer accepted the offer. But through some kind of a glitch that I cannot figure out, both times the customer wound up paying the full price of $100 plus $10 shipping instead of the $80 plus $10 shipping. The first customer didn't even realize it. I had to contact him. The second customer did realize it. I called eBay. They looked at it and they said the only way to give this guy his $20 refund is to do it directly through PayPal. So I had to refund the customer $20 through PayPal. Now, I'm not sure if it's a glitch on eBay's end or if it's the customer just making a mistake. Both customers swear that they tried to click on the special offer I sent them and that eBay would not let them and that they had to buy it for the full price. But I don't know. It could be inexperienced customers. I contacted eBay for Business the other day and they took a look at it and they said I did everything correctly, that the customers made the mistake. So have any of you guys experienced that? Whether it be on eBay Motors or not, I'd like to know about it in the description box below. Another fallacy that I've noticed is using the same example I quoted you earlier. Let's say I have the item for $100 plus $10 shipping requiring immediate payment. The guy offers me $80 and I accept. When I send him the offer for $80 plus the $10 shipping, immediate payment is no longer required. So he could just click the buy it now thingy and then not pay me for several days. That is the way eBay has set it up, and I'm not sure why it's set up that way, but I really wish they would require immediate payment for everything, because I find that works best for me. My sales this week have been very good. Excellent, in fact. However, I am noticing these huge dry spells. It's crazy. I talked to you guys last Friday night. Saturday was booming. Excellent. Sunday, one sale for $20. Can you believe that? One sale from the period Saturday night to Monday midday, I made one sale for $20. But then the rest of Monday, booming. Tuesday, booming. Wednesday, booming. But again, same thing happens. My sales stopped Wednesday afternoon at about 4 o'clock. Continued right through Thursday with nothing. And then I just don't get it, man. It's like a switch is on and off. On and off. But the ends justify the means, because the days that I'm super busy are so busy that they can easily compensate for the 1 or 2 days I make no money. Do you guys notice this? We talked about the shotgun effect previously. I think you guys are basically in agreement there. I have a U-line order scheduled today. If it comes early enough, I'm going to edit it into this video so you can watch it, because I know you guys love to watch me getting my big U-line deliveries. So yeah. Any comments for the viewers, Carlos?
No, I'm one of my favorite customers, Joe.
Thank you.
AKA Joe Hubcap.
AKA Crazy New York Driver Show.
And just ready for Easter. Get the day over with. Off tomorrow.
You're off?
Yeah. I could go to work. It's a paid holiday for our company, so. And I got family coming from out of state to the house. So.
Wow.
Otherwise, I'd work time and a half, you know?
I wouldn't blame you.
But family first.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, that's basically all I'm going to discuss today. To rehash, please comment if you have noticed any glitches, whether it be the shipping glitch I talked about Monday, or a glitch when you're sending a customer an offer through eBay, what I call an unsolicited best offer. Are you having problems with the customer completing the sale and paying full money for the item? Or is it just happening in eBay Motors? Or maybe it's just customer inexperience, I'm not sure. Also, please read the article, all right, in the description box regarding Amazon being sued by Mercedes-Benz. I hope other car companies take up the baton and take up the cause and run with this, because these China sellers are killing all of us legitimate sellers, and it needs to be put to a stop. It's gone on too long. Tell me how you did on your eBay report cards if you don't mind. I'd like to hear about that. Guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Each week I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you guys stay successful on eBay as a seller. If you find today's video was helpful, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me you appreciate my work and that I'm doing a good job. If not, if you don't feel it was helpful, tell me in the comments section what you'd like me to address next week, and maybe I'll read your comment. Or, if you're a fishy buyer, and I sure hope not, because I don't want any fishy people on this channel, you can leave me a thumbs down. And last week, the one fishy person that watches my videos left me 11 thumbs down because he has so many fake accounts. Guys, remember, I am a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind, and I'm still making money online. Go out there. I hope you make a killer week on eBay. Make a lot of sales. And remember, don't be fishy. Peace. Yeah. I love it.